Welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, the birthplace of Congregational Humanism. We carry on that tradition of free thought today, dedicated to promoting a free search for truth, meaning, and justice. Our web address is firstunitarian.org. Thank you for joining us.
How y'all doing today? Yay, I'm so happy to be back. Thank you so much for having me. My name's Mikey Margette, and we're going to start with a little song that I wrote. It's called Hello, My Love, and it's really cutesy. And it's a sing-along, so if you feel like singing along, the words that you need to know are hello, my love. And this is the chorus part. We say hello, my love, hello, my love. We say hello, my love, hello, my love. Can we try that together? Hello, my love, hello, my love. We say hello, my love, hello, my love. Yeah, nice. Sometimes I'll say we say hello, my love. Sometimes I'll say he says, or they say, or she says. If we say something different, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Just be in it, be together. And I don't know if I said this already, but it's all about community love. So it's a love song that's not about romantic love, but about all the ways that we love in our communities. Yeah, I think so too. He's got friends at the farmer's market, well, count me impressed. We walk up to the olive vendor, and this is what she says. She says, hello, my love, hello, my love. She says, hello, my love, hello, my love. Beautiful. Now I've got friends at the corner coffee, they give me stuff for free. I always tip them nice, but I know that's not why they like me. They say hello, my love, hello, my love. They say hello, my love, hello, my love. Now I am friends with all my neighbors, even the ones I don't like, 'cause you never know when stuff gets hard who you want by your side. You say hello, my love, hello, my love. You say hello, my love, hello, my love. Now I am friends with the boatworks guy. He tells me about the seaweed and all the things the birds like to eat and how to keep the water clean. He says hello, my love, hello, my love. He says hello, my love, hello, my love. Now I am friends with activists. They like to get loud, 'cause this big world that we all share is topsy-turvy inside out. We say hello, my love, hello, my love. We say hello, my love, hello, my love. Let's do it one last time. Hello, my love, hello, my love. We say hello, my love, hello, my love. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mikey. It's so great to have Mikey Margette with us again today. Thank you so much. And hello, my loves. Welcome to the First Unitarian Society on this sunny, hazy morning in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And welcome to this month of April, when we are digging down deep to remember our innate ability to feel and embrace and practice joy, even in these times. Whatever brought you here today, however you're choosing to show up, whatever it is that you're hoping for, whichever of the myriad possible emotions you may be feeling right now, this time and this space, this community is here for you. First Unitarian Society is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations, and I'm Reverend Jullan Stoneberg, your Interim Minister. Our programming is on-site live and on-demand, 24/7, and right now we are online live, making it possible for a whole lot of friends to join us from all over the metro area and beyond. And while we acknowledge that words are not enough, we remind ourselves of the need to walk humbly upon this land, this earth, this magnificent place and its vibrant waterways, which are the cultural, spiritual, and indigenous homeland of the Dakota Oyate. We acknowledge that we continue to benefit from the unfavorable treaties and military campaigns and settler colonialism which reshaped the history of the Dakota people. So may we endeavor to work more closely and more reparatively with the people whose homeland we occupy. We're going to be doing a ritual today to help you to lay down those heavy things that you're carrying, to share our burdens. It involves writing what you'd like to lay down on a piece of paper, and those papers will be collected, but they won't be read aloud. There are several stations around the hall, one on each side and one at the back, where you can pick up a piece of paper and a pen. And those of you online, if you go to the YouTube stream, you can join the chat and you can write things there, and we'll put them on papers for you. And there'll be more instructions later, but you can get up and pick up a piece of paper and pen anytime you'd like. We are a multi-generational community, and there is always room for families and kids and people of all ages here in the Assembly Hall. We welcome the presence of each being, your movements, your sounds. If you so choose, childcare is available down the hall to the left as you exit this space. And in an effort to be as accessible as possible for all, there's a place set aside for those who choose to remain masked. It's at the back of the room on your left, for people who'd like to sit with others who are masked. And I'd also just remind you that scents can cause some headaches and other symptoms for some folks, so please try to come to FUS scent-free. And if you're with us online, as I said, you might like to join the live stream through YouTube, so you can use the chat where you can say hello to each other, to say hello to those virtual companions. There's a link to do that on our live stream page. And now I invite you, wherever you are, to take a moment to welcome the morning, to greet those around you, and perhaps to make a special effort to greet someone you don't know. You can wave to people online using that camera if you want. And this is a great time to get a gray songbook if you'd like one. Or there's a QR code on the screen to get an order of service. So many things to do. But let's say hello to each other. So I invite you now to just take a deep breath, to settle into this time and this space, center yourself in whatever way works best for you. And if at any time this morning you become aware of some burden or worrying that you're carrying, just write it down. I'll let you know again that while these will not be read aloud, it's possible that someone might read your words silently when a basket is passed later. So just keep this in mind as you decide what to share. But let's begin with Carl Seeberg's words. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words we speak and the songs we sing. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy in our coming together. Paul is coming to light our chalice flame, and those of you at home are encouraged to create a little light in whatever way you can, right along with us. Our flames everywhere, all at once, are brought to life with the words of one of this congregation's aspirations, and I invite you to read the words on the screen along with me. We aspire to live joyfully and ethically in loving, reverent relationship with humanity and nature. So now our chalice lit and our flames dancing, let's speak our congregational covenant together. Love is the spirit of this place, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Okay, let's sing. We're going to sing, now let's sing. If you'd like to read, if you want to read along with the music, it's 386 in the Gray Songbook. It has two parts, a lower part and a higher part. You can choose the one that suits you best. But we're going to just run through them once quick. On the screen, the ones that are furthest to the left are the low voice, and the indent is the higher voice. And then we both sing, not together, but we both sing the words at the bottom. So let's do Now Let Us Sing.
So here's the lower part. 1, 2, 3.
Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the within. Oh, within. Okay, well then we'll do the high part.
And then the high part. So first you hear the. And then it comes in there. Here we go. So here's the bass.
Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. Okay, let's put it together. Please rise in body and or spirit.
All right, 3 counted. 1, 2, 3.
Sing to the
First Unitarian Society is a congregational humanist community. We are here for each other, our neighbors, and our planet, and one manifestation of that is our caring team. I'm a member of that team, and we're here for you. If at any time there's something happening in your life that you'd like to share with the care team or with this community, or if you need some support, please send a note to joysandconcerns@firstunitarian.org. You can also do this using the contact form on our website. After the assembly, you're invited to stop by the card basket downstairs to send a note to folks you're especially thinking of today, or to people we mention in Joys and Concerns. We are grateful today for many of us from FUS who showed up at the state capitol yesterday for the hands-off protest. Raise your hand if you were there. Thank you. It matters when we show up. In this way, we live into our commitment to justice and inclusion and democracy. And of course, we have ongoing and deep concern for our country and for all its people, for those losing their employment, for those losing access to important services, for those losing whatever sense of home they may have felt here, for those losing hope. May we each do what we can to alleviate suffering for each other and for all beings. This would be a great time in these moments to allow yourself to feel the heaviness of these times and to name by writing down what it is that feels just too heavy. You can get paper and pen anytime. We received word from Bill Carnes this morning that Beth Godis's mother, Dolores Godis, passed away yesterday while in hospice in Madison, Wisconsin. She had had a series of strokes 2 weeks ago. Beth and her sisters were present when their mother passed. A private green burial service for the family will be held next Saturday in Madison. We take some time in silence to connect with our shared humanity, to embrace and celebrate the beautiful range of human diversity, to commit ourselves to showing up for those who need support, and to remember all who are suffering. You're invited in these moments to reflect on all the joys, losses, griefs, and milestones in our lives, in the lives of those we love, and in the lives of all beings everywhere. May all be safe, happy, and well. A moment of silence.
Remembering to breathe and to breathe deeply. And then once more, to take the breath in and let the breath out. We pause. Breathing in peace, breathing out love. There is so much to carry these days. If you haven't identified a burden or written one or more down, again, I invite you to do that. And again, for those online, if you put something in the chat by messaging the host, we will weave it into our ritual here. No one will know what it is that you wrote unless you choose to put your name on it. And if you have already written something, as I continue to speak and as you're willing, come to place what you've written in the basket. And John will just be there to support you as you do that. You can also, of course, ask someone else to bring it up for you. Or you could come if you'd prefer and just place a stone into the basket. Breathe in peace. Breathe out love. Feel the heaviness of what you're holding. Take a moment to just lay it down. Here among friends. Here in the midst of loving community. Risking being seen as vulnerable, as one human being holding too much. You can lay it down here. Risking asking for help when you feel that maybe you should be able to handle it. You can lay it down here. risk worrying that you might be seen as weak, even as you hope or that you can help and support someone else. You can lay it down here, whatever it is. If you're not feeling strong, you can have some of mine. And if I'm not feeling strong, I will borrow some of yours. We will add our strong together, add it all up so that our strong together can carry whatever comes our way. Come lay it down. Let us help you carry it, even as you help us to carry ours. Together we're strong. We're passing the baskets now among you, and I invite you to just take a moment. Just pass it among you. It's not for you to put things in, it's for you to hold. So take a moment to just hold the basket and feel the heaviness. Feel that you are supporting folks here or feeling heaviness. Know that we never need to feel alone in carrying the heaviness of our lives and of the world. We are in this together. The basket has gone on. Sorry, yeah. Why don't you just put it here and we'll add it in a moment. That's great. Thanks, Catherine. Mikey's going to play for us again, and we'll just continue to pass the basket around the room, and we can continue to pass it throughout the rest of the assembly. Whenever it comes to you, just take a moment. You don't have to be fast. Hold it. Feel its weight. You could even pick up and read one of the slips of paper if you like. There's a couple more slips you can put in there. And why don't you just hand it to someone and just let them hold it for a moment. Take a moment just to resolve to share all those burdens that are in the basket. And then pass it on, helping each other to hold the weight of it all. And as we pass it, Mikey's going to play for us. Joy. Joy. Living love through the practice of joy. It kind of seems a cruel joke for this to be our theme this month now. There is a beautiful piece, maybe some of you saw, it was created during the pandemic by the Bangsons, a theater couple, Abigail and Sean. It was produced by Arena Stage in New York, and it's called My Joy is Heavy. Their deep, vulnerable wisdom inspires what I'm sharing with you today. Their show begins with them remembering in song back to a time when they thought they must have been through the worst of it. A miscarriage, chronic pain, depression, when they were at the bottom of the pit, only to find that they were wrong, so wrong. And they go on to share intimately of their life as they journey through a successful birth, but then the pandemic, and then another miscarriage. And they don't shy away from the very real heaviness and physical pain of feeling underwater and simply moment by moment hoping not to break the record for worst day ever. Now, their story is particularly poignant for us now when it seems that democracy is being stolen and as if the world economy is crashing and as if we who are Americans are breaking all alliances and friendships, truly becoming ugly Americans. We must be at the bottom of the pit, must we not? Now, of course, humanity has been at the bottom of the pit many times. It's been portrayed in theater and film over and over. I think of the story of Fiddler on the Roof, for one example, about a family fleeing the pogroms of Eastern Europe in the early 1900s and facing not only loss of home, but loss of tradition and loss of life as they knew it. And through it all, sadness and loss and hope, they sing. Now I know, of course, it's a musical, but they sing. They sing just as the Bangsons do about all of it, isolation and grief and possibility and love. They sing L'Chaim, to life. Humanity has been here before many times. Still, that doesn't change the fact that we are again hanging adrift in uncertain and scary times, anticipating that it's going to get worse while still hoping beyond hope for some light or change or relief, for some power beyond our own to step in and stop the madness. The Bangsons describe it as sitting on a threshold and praying, hanging between versions of a life, the life we have and the life we want. You've been there, right? And I think many of us are there right now. Not sure if the right response is hope or despair. Not sure if things are going to stay the same or improve or get worse. Pretty sure it's not possible to count on things getting better, yet seeing kind of glimmers of light that flicker and then disappear, kind of surrounded by all these broken pieces of the life we thought we were building up or had hoped to build, and living as if this, what we have now, is not really a life, certainly not the life we would choose. And yet, even in such moments, somehow we go on finding bits of happiness, adjusting our eyes to the darkness and our bodies to the onslaught, breathing, creating, resisting, protesting, maybe even singing a bit. And yet there is so much heaviness. I wonder if some of the heaviness we feel is because we can't find our solid ground. You know, there's so much worry and anxiety about what's going to happen, what next. What do we know or do we not know? Is there going to be destruction or salvation, happiness or not happiness? I wonder if the lack of control about what's next really makes everything heavier. And I wonder if things are heavy because we imagine that joy depends on always being happy. And that's not our true lived experience. Or maybe because we feel that if we're not focusing on the bad stuff all the time, then we're betraying our pain and our grief. Every day there is more unbelievably bad news, and we don't want to look away from that reality, nor should we. I wonder if sometimes we believe that what's hard will be with us forever, while imagining that happiness and joy are fleeting and elusive. And maybe because we've made a binary of happiness and sorrow, of darkness and light, we just can't allow ourselves to understand how it is that joy and sorrow, as Khalil Gibran has written, joy and sorrow are woven fine. They exist side by side. I wonder if some of the weight is because of the process of trying impossibly to protect ourselves from grief and despair, so much that we end up shutting ourselves down to the fullness of life. In other words, maybe some of the weight we feel is because we resist seeing that life is always both and will never be all one thing or the other. The Bangsons offer some advice from their experience, though not in so many words. They seem to ask, what if we actually believed that there were no prerequisites to being happy? What if we could see that all the joy we make is always with us and can't be taken away? And they ask, could we live as though we'll be all right, as if we are all right? Can we just be happy, even now? Can we live with joy in times such as these? I'm going to go off on just a tiny theological tangent for a moment, so stick with me if you can. I'm something of a student of process theology or process thought, which places change theory at its center. It acknowledges that everything, everywhere, all at once is always in process, that nothing is static. We never are, because we're always in the process of becoming. Now, one contested and much explored question within process theology is around the nature of God. Now, actually, that's a central question in every theology. But in process thought, it's because if all things are in process and always changing and being influenced, then whatever that concept means to you, God, even God, cannot be an unchanging or omnipotent entity. And so some have theorized that the nature of God is to be a container for all possibility. God is just everything that ever was or could be, including the hard stuff. All that is around us, within us, beyond us, whatever word you use for it. And I wonder if joy is something like that. I wonder if joy comes when we're able to hold everything we've experienced or will experience or could experience in one big, probably very heavy bag. And that joy is realized in our willingness to just live with it all, with all of it. Happy, sad, good, bad, easy, hard, tears, laughter, all of it. War, peace, violence, destruction, democracy, fascism, all of it. Maybe joy isn't about picking up the pieces and putting them together or being able to pick up the pieces we want. Maybe joy can only be found in the wholeness that is in the brokenness of all of it, and in just resolving to live and love through it all. Finding ways to live and love through it all. It's a worthy goal, to live and love through it all. It can be heavy, but the heaviness is not all there is. There is so much more to life. I don't know if the basket is still being passed around, but were you able to feel both the heaviness of all that was shared and the ways in which we together, we the people, can help to hold it? Yesterday at the Hands Off event, and there was not just one event, they were all over the nation, all over the Twin Cities. But at the Capitol, a colleague leaned over and wondered why a protest so loudly focuses on all the stuff that's bad. Of course, it gets us fired up. But they ask, why aren't we also talking about what we want to build, what we want to happen in the world, and name our vision for and belief in a different kind of reality? And in truth, we need to do both these things. We need to resist, and we need to rebuild and vision. It's both and. Going to a rally to protest the tyrannical and heartless actions of this administration, and they're experiencing what Brene Brown calls communal effervescence. You know, we weren't laughing very much yesterday, well, except at some of the signs. But being together, even in these times, was joyful, deeply joyful. You know, I think it's in this way. Seeing the pain and doing what we can to alleviate it, we create the conditions for more joy. It's not so much in the actual change as it is in us choosing to engage in making it happen. We have the capability to lean hard on the arc of justice, the arc of inclusion and equity, the arc of kindness and love and decency. We contribute all the time to what it is that's in our bag of life, individually and communally. And it matters that we show up, even with tears in our eyes, even carrying heavy burdens. So one thing that we can do all the time, every day, is to help make this place, this First Unitarian Society, every community that you're part of, make it a sure and solid thing, something reliable, a safe space. Because I think that we can together create steady ports in a stormy time. Because then, even in the storm, we can dance, and we can sing, and we can hold one another. We gotta just keep doing what we can, taking one step and then another, knowing that whatever comes tomorrow, we'll deal with it with the same courage and resourcefulness with which we're meeting this day. You see, I believe that all the joy we've made, we get to keep. No one can take it away from us. We can call upon it any time, even when it's heavy. As Toy Delicate has said, joy is an act of resistance. Claiming our joy as a birthright, as inalienable, is to demand life in all of its fullness. So as you passed that basket, holding one another's burdens, I offer a final bit of wisdom from the Bengsons. There is a joy so heavy, so very, very heavy, a joy so heavy that it has to be carried by all of us. Just imagine that, all of us carrying joy together, living into our beautiful, heavy, and precious lives. May it be so.
I want to share a special wisdom tale with you called The Fiddler and the Village, a tale with a message that whatever else is going on, joy still resides in our hearts. Long ago, in a small village, life was hard and laughter was scarce. The villagers worked tirelessly in the fields and barely had time to smile, let alone celebrate. One day, a wandering fiddler arrived in the village. He wore a tattered coat, but his face was bright with joy. Slung over his back was an old, well-worn fiddle. As he stepped into the town square, he paused, tuned his instrument, and began to play. The melody was unlike anything the villagers had ever heard. It was lively, full of warmth and laughter, and seemed to wrap around each listener like a hug. At first, the villagers stopped to watch, their brows furrowed in confusion. But soon, their feet began tapping, their hands clapping, and before long, they were dancing together in the square. The fiddler played through the night, and the villagers, who hadn't smiled in years, found themselves laughing and singing. For those few hours, they forgot their worries, struggles, and sadness. When dawn broke, they begged the fiddler to stay. The fiddler smiled and said, "I'm so sorry, friends, I cannot stay. But I leave something behind greater than my music, the reminder that joy lives in your hearts. You do not need me to find it. Sing, dance, and make music together, and you will always be able to find your way back to the joy within. Never forget, my friends, music is the path back to the joy that lies within." From that day forward, the village was transformed. The people worked as hard as before, but now their days were filled with song, their nights were filled with dancing, and most importantly, their hearts were filled with joy.
And so we need music. A few months ago, we sang this Shirley Caesar song, "This Joy That I Have," and today is another great day to sing it, knowing we always have music and joy. So please rise as you're willing and able, and let's sing. The words are on the screen.
Good morning. My name is Joyce Riedessel, and I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the Foundation of First Unitarian Church. Unitarian Society is a free, independent, and self-governing humanist community. As members and friends of this community, we share the gifts of our time and energy, our creativity, our imagination, and vision, our talents, our skills, and our treasure. Your financial support is an important element in turning our shared vision into reality. In this new year, we are reviving the practice of taking a collection every week during Sunday assembly. As the baskets are passed, you are invited to give generously and joyfully, as you're willing and able. You can use the QR code on the screen, which will take you to our online giving form, or you can stop by the office or mail in your donation. And please, feel free to reach out to us with any questions about giving at First Unitarian Church.
Hello, my name is Becca Justiniano, and today I am in my role as a member of the auction committee. Now, some of you just got really excited. Some of you are sitting there going, we have an auction? You're the ones I want to focus on right now. Yes, we have an auction, and it's coming up. It'll be on May 10th this year. That's like a whole month away, I know. But before we get there, we're going to need some donations. We got to sell something. That's where you come in. Donations can be the usual, handmade items, art in good condition, that sort of thing, usual auction stuff. But we don't do just the usual here. Of course not. We're FUS. Our best-selling items are experiences. Things like hosting a dinner, leading a bike tour, going on a hike, a garden party, those kinds of things. Or maybe a vacation up north at your cabin, if you have one. If you don't have one, please don't try to sell that. Just saying. Some of our youth have, in fact, in the past, offered such wonderful things as yard work, spring cleanup, fall cleanup, that kind of thing. Our elders kind of like that one. Get creative. Now then, you can, I lost my place. Once you figured that out, you can fill out the donation form by looking for the link on the website or following this QR code. There it is. Haha. Once you've made your donation, plan to attend the auction itself. There will be good food, good conversation, some awesome items for bidding on, and best of all, the Colonel will make sure that we all laugh ourselves silly while convincing us to bid just a little bit more. Tickets will go on sale April 20th, and you'll find us at the table downstairs during the mini meal, where you can also ask questions or get help filling out your donation form. And of course, this wouldn't be an FUS event if we didn't ask for volunteers. We all get in this together. Also, at that table, you can find out what it is we need, what you can do to help. Thank you very much. Hope to see you there.
Thanks, Becca. Good morning. I bet you all think I'm here to ask for money, don't you? Nope, not today. I'm actually here to announce a major new program that the FUS Foundation is leading on behalf of our entire society. I'm Alan Callender, and I'm honored to serve as the president of the FUS Foundation this year. As you know, the Board of Trustees has been wrestling with figuring out how to balance a budget for next year, with given the loss of almost $300,000 because we don't have a school tenant this year. It's almost a third of our revenue. But thankfully, the board reserves and the substantial resources of the foundation will allow us to thrive another year without having to cut our staff. Well, what about next year, the year after that? Can we grow enough to become less dependent on just tenant rentals? I think we all feel that FUS is the humanist community that more people would like to be part of if they only knew about us. How do we describe this congregation to the rest of the metro and beyond? Certainly inviting your friend was a great opportunity, but we need more than that. How do we reach prospective members that are really looking for this type of support and the sense of belonging that we offer? Well, thanks to a member family of FUS that enthusiastically supports such an effort, we are hiring a marketing agency that will work with us to define those answers. Also drawing from the ongoing work with Foraging for Our Future and the ministerial search teams that are doing related work, this marketing project will help leverage the who we are work with how do we reach out initiatives that will be developed by the agency to create a blueprint for new member development. A few key points here. First, we feel this effort has a high degree of urgency because of the timing and how long it takes to develop new members. So we're moving quickly, and if you wish more information or to be considered for a key workshop that we're going to have on April 26th, there's an information form in the office, or you can see us downstairs. Anybody see me? Secondly, about the cost. This is being paid for in full by the donor family through a foundation gift. No FUS congregation dollars are involved. This makes this a project that most congregations could only dream of. We hope that you'll support this project and continue to make FUS the extremely welcoming congregation that we know it is and grow our ability to make this world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Becca. And just a few more. If you want to know more about this community, you're invited to attend our Welcome to FUS information session today. That's from noon to 1, and it's in room 307 on this floor. Or at noon, you could join Zola outside the lower assembly hall for our monthly Community Posters for Change event for kids and families. All materials are provided. And of course, there's sure to be more marches and protests that you'll want a sign for, so you might want to go participate in that. Or in addition, you can attend the third in the series hosted by the transition team called Foraging for Our Future. Today we're reflecting on power and leadership here at FUS, and that happens right here in this room, beginning at 12:15 and ending at 2:15. If you're interested in becoming a member of our congregation, please join our Pathway to Membership session this coming Saturday, April 12th. That's 10 to noon. That'll be a deeper dive into life here, Lunch will be provided along with conversations about humanism and the society and what membership means, and childcare will be provided. You can reach out to Suzanne at membership@firstunitarian.org for more details. 2 more. Next Sunday at noon, we're excited to host Minnesota Interfaith Power and Light for a youth-friendly introductory climate justice workshop in the Dietrich room. FUS and non-FUS folks alike are welcome, and you can bring a friend. No registrations required, and childcare will be available. And finally, if you are here in person, please join us downstairs for conversation and our weekly mini meal. If you're able, we have a donation jar and credit card reader for helping with those costs, or you can always scan a QR code that's down there. Today's mini meal is spinach and beet salad, turkey meatloaf with tomato glaze, Marry Me chickpeas, and beer bread. So, there end our announcements for today. As we close, I want to thank everyone for your joyful and capable participation and the support of so many, our wonderful staff, of course, and Mikey and Mike for this morning's music, and Paul and John and Jane and Joyce and the tech crew and the cooks and their helpers and our greeters and so many others. Thank you. We wrap up our time in this space by extinguishing our chalice. Please join Paul and me in reading the words on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. All of these we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we are together again. Now take all these things into your hearts, take a moment to breathe and soak in all that we've shared today as we get to experience one more piece of music. Mikey, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your words also. I really loved coming here. I love you all. I wanted to, if it's okay, I wanted to share something from the protest yesterday. One of my friends is in a brass band, and they were there playing, and there were some counter-protesters, and they just went up and just played music at them, and then they left. And it's just really nice, nice. It really is, the joy is really more powerful than we even think. So, thank you again for having me. Thank you for your words. I'm going to do one last song. It's called Delicious Flies, and it's a love song, obviously. It's like I'm sitting all alone in a dark room. You come on in, gentle and kind. You help me to turn on the light. Like a jar of jam that's been stuck for years, you crack me open and pour me out. You capture all my wicked fears like a river net catches trout, like a spider web full of delicious flies. I love that you love my vicious mind. You make me feel oh so silly. I am like a birthday balloon that some reckless kid just let loose. Like a jar of jam that's been stuck for years, you crack me open and pour me out. You capture all my wicked fears like a river net catches trout, like a spider web full of delicious flies. I love that you love my vicious mind. fears, you crack me open and pour me out. You capture all my wicked fears like a river net catches trout, like a spider web full of delicious flies. I love that you love my vicious mind. I love that you love my vicious mind. I love that you love my vicious mind.
You have come to this place with your whole self. The parts that are raw and exposed, the part that's beaming with joy, the part that is seeking the truth, the new, the possibility. You have come into this place. You've opened your heart and laid down your burden, lifted up your hope for something new to happen. You've come into this place with fellow travelers on the journey, some faces new and others familiar, and welcomed all you who have welcomed each other to this place where you brought your whole self. Now carry this experience with you. Use it to find and to have and to share more joy in more moments as we go out into the world. The world needs our joy. May it be so.